first domino that is going to fall in this Falcons offseason is the head coach. It's got to be the first one. But I would argue the more important domino is going to be the second domino, and that's the quarterback domino. Regardless of who the head coach is that Arthur Blank brings in, he's going to have to fix the quarterback problem in Atlanta, Chase. There's tons of options out there. They could go the free agent route, the veteran route, which seems likely if it's somebody like Bill Belichick. But if the Falcons go with a younger coach, it could open up the possibilities to the draft. LSU guys, we obviously love Jaden Daniels. Pairing him with a young offensive mind seems appealing to a lot of Falcons fans, not just LSU alum, but another guy out there who is younger, who still has a lot of upside, untapped potential, is Justin Fields. Obviously, he's a Georgia native. The Falcons have a quarterback issue. He's linked to Atlanta. He's been linked to Atlanta all off season. Now, the only question is what the price is. Now, if it's this price I'm about to tell you, you can consider me out. This comes from Mel Kiper. Mel Kiper of ESPN, he's a connected guy, says that the Bears could possibly get the 8th overall pick from the Falcons. Now, if that's the price, Chase, I mean, you could kick rocks if you're Ryan Poles asking that for Justin Fields.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no chance. I mean, maybe they somehow squeeze a first-round pick for Justin Fields. But if they do, it's going to be a team selecting in the 25 to 32 range. There's just absolutely no way a team as high as the Falcons, doesn't matter how desperate we are, should be handing the 8th overall pick for a guy who's going into his 4th season, who's going to need his 5th-year option picked up, and who's going to need a new contract very soon. He just hasn't been that good. I mean, listen, Justin Fields had flashes. It would be fun. There's upside. It is a definite possibility, but there's no team that should be handing over a first-round pick for Justin Fields, who was the 8th overall pick and has done nothing to justify the fact that he was the 8th overall pick. He just hasn't been that good. There's been flashes. Yes, it's going to be fun if he comes with all these weapons. It's going to be a nice homecoming. There are the storylines that make sense, that would be fun, that would make this team more fun for next season, that would get me excited. But as far as winning, that's not a winning move. You just don't do that.
No, I mean, if you can compare it to some of the other reports we have, this is from Charles Robinson of Yahoo Sports. It was from earlier in the offseason. He asked seven current GMs what it would potentially cost. And I'm going to run through some of them. A second and a 4th round, a second pending a strong finish, a 3rd round pick plus a late round pick, 1 3rd round pick, 1 4th round pick, 3rd round or a 2nd round plus maybe a late round pick. A 6 and 7 had the same proposal. Nobody, and this is a quote, none of the GMs put his value in the realm of a first-round pick, not a top 10 draft pick, in the realm of a first-round pick. And I agree. What have you seen that shows you if he was worth that, the Bears would be keeping him, guys? That's the simplicity in all of this, is if he was actually worth that, he would be in Chicago and they would be trading the 1st overall pick. It's that simple.
Yeah, I think Mel Kiper's a little out of his league here personally. I don't know where he got this information from. I don't know if it was from his best friend that's a Bears fan or something like that, but I just think he's completely off base, completely out of his league. I don't think anyone's giving up a top 10 pick for Justin Fields. I don't even think that's a conversation.
He went on to paint this, fantasy for Bears fans. And I think that's where he's coming from. He was like, you have the 1st pick, you get Caleb Williams, you get the 8th pick. They own the 9th pick or 10th pick, something like that.
9th pick, yeah.
And then you get Oduze from Washington, and then you get somebody else. And now look at this offense with Caleb Williams and DJ Moore and Oduze from Washington and all these guys. And that's the picture. That's what he's selling. He's not selling the fact that the Falcons get Justin Fields. He's selling the fact that, the Bears are going to have this loaded offense. So, yeah, I agree. He's way out of his league with this. Though he's a reputable draft guy, I don't know how many sources he has in this realm of the NFL world.
Yeah, and Bears fans are going to be just fine with how they pan out getting Caleb Williams, having the 9th overall pick, probably getting a 2nd and maybe more for Justin Fields, having more of the Panthers picks in the future. They're going to be just fine. They don't need an extra 8th overall pick. They had a pretty good team this year. They finished the year very strong. They're in a good spot. Bears fans should be happy, but they are not getting the 8th overall pick. That is a 0% non-negotiable. Coming up after the break, we're going to get into this incredible divisional round and finish up our show.